Hi, this is Sheba, and I'm here with my co-host Sador,
and you're watching After Work with S&S.
So today's show is about Ermias Ashkedom, better known as Nipsey Hussle, his death and what his 33 years of life meant to so many people around us. Yeah. Right, only 33, it's incredible.
It's incredible. I mean, his death impacted so many people worldwide. Right. I mean, I did not know the guy, but just hearing his story and his accomplishments and what he meant to so many people, it was just incredible. Hence what we wanted to do this show, because we wanted to make sure we cover what he meant not only to others but to us now, because he has done a lot to
inspire and to build in his own community. Why didn't we hear so much about Nipsey? Right. I mean, we knew about him as much as we did because we're Abasha and we knew, he's Eritrean background. Right. You're going to hear about it, but, I wish we knew more.
That's why we should support people like that while they're alive,
Absolutely. Right. Absolutely. And that's really the moral of this show. The story behind this show is to be inspired by all the greatness, but to, look for
take something from it.
Yeah, and look for the diamond in the rough. There's so much quality, original, great music and inspirational people around us that we rarely take notice of, and, unfortunately when they're gone,
they're celebrated.
And weren't we all amazed at how he was celebrated, how much impact,
over the world.
What's the stadium, the Staples Center. I think they said the second person since Michael Jackson.
Yeah. We actually had an opportunity to interview people in the DC area, from younger generation to, someone in their 50s who were impacted by it heavily.
Right, absolutely. So let's have a look at the clips from H Street where we went out initially, and we'll be right back. Hey guys, so I have Lauren here with me, and something that's been a topic on our minds is what happened with Nipsey Hussle this past weekend. And we feel like this week has been a kind of eerie weekend because of the loss that we're all kind of feeling. And I talked to you a little bit about what I know about Nipsey, and you were just getting ready to tell me, what your experience was. So please tell me, how does this affect you?
Sure. So my boyfriend actually knew a lot more about Nipsey Hussle. He's a huge fan, whereas for me, I didn't know very much. So once he passed, I noticed that there were a lot of clips of him circulating, and I wound up watching some stuff, and I could just feel my heart breaking, not just because he was this legendary figure, but because he was a person. And I ached for his family. I ached for a community that lost this person who was doing so much and so much good. And I don't know, it was just, I could kind of feel the same, it feels eerie, it feels wrong and sad, just very sad.
Yeah.
It was very unfortunate. His loss is very impactful. I've been playing his music for 3 weeks straight. I haven't listened to nobody else. And I've been a fan since 2012, so.
Imagine what he could have done another 30, 40, 50 years on this earth. He was only in his early 30s, and he did so much and inspired so many people. Even though I didn't personally know him, it felt like a friend or family member passed.
Well, his death was very, very unfortunate. I took it really hard. I personally, I wasn't a biggest fan of Nipsey, but I know of his music and his Habesha background, and it was just, he seems to be such an uplifting and positive person in this world and in this community. Everyone speaks so highly of him, so I pray he rests in peace.
Sheba and I actually had an opportunity to participate in an auction that occurred at Pharaoh's Lounge.
Just this past Sunday.
Right, it was an incredible event, tribute to Nipsey Hussle. The auction was, the money that was collected was supposed to send to his family, but they politely declined because, he owned all of his music, distribution, so his family's set for life, which is a great thing. But that proceed went to Cam Kassam, and the person that actually drew the artwork is Robel, which you had an opportunity to work with previously.
Yes. Robel has always been like an amazingly talented artist. I actually met him doing music years and years ago, but he always drew. He was a tattoo artist at some point. He did graphics work. So incredible talent, and he did a mural in tribute to Nipsey and his life and his legacy. And he sort of, made it into a book. And on the outside, he's got Nipsey at different stages of his life. And on the inside, he put images of all the different albums, mixtapes, and, since Victory Lap, which is his last album and his only real album that was, I don't want to say that real album, but like the only album that was, under a label, or he actually put out first, actual commercial album outside of his mixtapes. He put all of them in there to pay honor to all his work. And then he also did some graphic work around the All Money In emblem. Which they auctioned off, as you mentioned, and we actually bought that. We're going to show it to you a little later because it's our prized possession. But let's have a look at some of the clips. From the auction. So you're about to see our conversations with Robel and the charity, and just all the folks that were at Pharaoh's that day celebrating Nipsey Hussle.
We're here with Cheyenne Ali today. She's actually here with the nonprofit organization. We're actually very sad about what occurred with Nipsey Hussle. If you can just tell us a little bit about yourself and how this whole thing made you feel and what you're representing today.
Okay, my name is Cheyenne Ali. I'm representing Ribka, who is a part of the organization of Pimp Kassam. It's an organization, a nonprofit, that really helps kids of parents who have cancer, because usually parents who have cancer, their kids aren't really mentioned and the family really isn't mentioned. And the death of Nipsey Hussle, of course, is very tragic. It was a good person gone too soon. And I feel like because it was so tragic and because it was such a big, and he's part of the Habesha community as well, it has a very big impact on everyone in the young generation and everyone, the parents. I've seen a lot of people get together, and I've seen a lot of good also come out with his death. I've seen a lot of donations, and I've seen a lot of people going and buying stuff from his store, people playing his music more and stuff like that.
He's motivated me to do better. And I'm pretty sure he's left himself and most of us that are down here. Nipsey might be dead, but he will never be forgotten. And by the great things and by the kind things that we will continue to do in his name, I think his name is definitely going to live forever.
There's a lot of things that that's been made, right? There's a sketch of all of Nipsey's tattoos. There's a blue bandana with him on it. There's an All Money In carving out of wood. There's that. So I'm just gonna keep doing Nipsey related art because Nipsey been good to me, you know what I'm saying? Same way you
I feel like Nipsey, bro, it's crazy because I remember being 11 years old, bro, like living in Ohio and shit, running around doing nonsense, you feel me? And throughout my years, I learned what an asset was because of that interview with No Wait when he's talking about owning stuff, beside from, buying a lot of chains, wasting money on shit that don't matter.
When he would come to town, he would only mess with them, and then they had love for me, so they was like, "Yo, Roby, you want to do video for Nipsey?"
Cameraman now.
Robel, did they find freedom for you?
We'll just play it later. Yeah.
What up with it? It's Neighborhood Nip. Y'all know what it is. We getting it. Fucking with the home team. I got my nigga Robel. Y'all know what it is. We got a new record we finna be knocking out soon, so look for it. Don't go nowhere.
Dance slow, you know what I'm saying? It's for the ladies.
Off top.
Yeah, good looks, my nigga.
For sure, yeah.
So every time he come in town, I'm the video guy. And every single time, you know what I'm saying? Like, just been very kind and humble, you know? Like, all these other celebrities that I've been around, I don't want to mention no names, they're very arrogant because of the status that they in, you know? But Nipsey always, like, kept it real, and he was very kind, you know?
Starting at 421, at 65, 600, $1,000. Thank you guys, thank you guys.
The marathon continues,
The
man.
marathon continues. This was point to this part right here, TMC.
And we want to give a shout out to Feiruz for putting this auction together on behalf of After Work. We really appreciate it. Thank you. And that's our show for today. Thanks for watching.
Don't forget to subscribe and send us a comment. And we'll see you next time after work.
Famous as the trans, yeah. I got in my